Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. I'm on my third battle here as the Wood Elves. And I had another Wood Elves versus Bretonia, and it went very much the same way. Um, just unable to overcome the cheap, cost-effective mainline infantry that the Wood Elves can carry. But I had a very interesting greenskin versus Wood Elves matchup. So that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. So, versus the greenskins, I wasn't quite sure what to bring. So I brought a main line of 3 treekin and 2 dryads. So that's going to be kind of my main hitting force that I'm going to be using. I have 3 Glade Guard with nothing special on them. I have a Branch Wraith with Earthblood and Call of the Forest. I have 2 Wild Riders here. Hopefully going to be doing some hammer and anvils with these guys. Definitely one of my favorite unit models in the game. I have 4 Eternal Guard, just with nothing. And 1 Eternal Guard with shields because I could afford it, and I figured it was better than a Chevron. And I have the Glade Lady here with her Hawk mount, as I like to bring. And of course, there's this giant hill in the middle here, and I do start a bit closer, so I forward deployed some dryads, and I'm going to be rushing up this hill so that I can have a flank that's covered as fast as possible. Now I cannot see this horde of goblin wolf riders. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wolf riders. I don't know what this guy was thinking, but I like the army. So he's got 5 black orcs here as a core, Grimgore and a goblin big boss. On foot, he has the Rustiers and just a regular goblin of night, just a regular unit of night goblin archers here with a silver chevron. Huge investment there. And so I'm gonna just of course, I'm gonna be rushing up this hill. I can only see a couple of these black orcs, but I know he must have something else, right? This is not enough money for you to spend. So of course, here comes my Heirs of Kurnos, because I can. I want to get that cooldown running. I'm going to be pushing out my Wild Riders as fast as possible. My Glade Guard are going to come up and focus fire while my hero shoots away. Now, of course, you cannot see these 2 units. They have stock, so that you can see they're hidden right now on their tooltip. And so, definitely going to be a mistake leaving my hero out here to be shot at. My Glade Guard with shield, and Eternal Guard with shields I have forgotten about, and so they're back here. And I'm just waiting to see what happens. So you can see I have the majority of my forces in the back. I'm going to move some of these guys up. I'm going to be I need to get some of these black orcs off the field, and so I'm pretty sure that these Wild Riders, even though they won't do too well charging in the front, will be able to do some opening damage here without taking too much damage of their own. So we're going to try and do some just slow down, hit them, knock them over, run away, deal here, try and be elusive like the Wood Elves. Here you can see my Glade Guard, just regular Glade Guard, opening fire and doing some damage here to the Black Orcs. Want to do as much damage before the engagement happens as possible. So here you're going to see I'm going to pull out. My other Wild Rider is kind of toying with where it wants to go. I kind of want to get after these guys. Here you can see opening fire here is going to do some good damage. He brings his Black Orcs back to support, and I'm going to charge him again. And you can see the main line here. I'm getting my Treekin are going to charge with my Branch Wraith in close support. And so they're not going to do too well against Black Orcs, but they're definitely the strongest unit I have. Here, I'm going to try and get a rear charge with my Wild Riders against this Black Orc. You can see terrible mismanagement here. My Glade Lord is going to take some serious damage. Here you can see I got a pretty devastating rear charge, but it is uphill, so that is going to negate some of the damage. Definitely can't leave your wild riders in here like I am doing, they're getting torn apart by the black orcs. They need to charge and leave before they ever get back up if they want to succeed. What's going on here? Wah and stand your ground, so these treekin are going to start hurting real soon. My dryads, I don't know where they are right now, but you can see his goblin wolf rider force is mobilizing. And so I just see this giant red blob on my mini map here. But you can see I still have a pretty significant force back here. I finally found these guys. I'm gonna be turning them around once I see this. So definitely very important to keep an eye on the mini map. Here I'm gonna like try and do some ping pong action. I'm gonna pull out of these black orcs that I just recharged, and I'm gonna charge down the hill at these guys who are chasing these wild riders. So I'm gonna get a nice rear charge downhill into these guys. And you can see I'm being very conservative with my lord. There's no one on this field that she's really going to be good at taking out, so I'm going to try and be keeping her in the air as much as possible. Definitely not worth it to go sacrifice her to Grimgore. Here you can see I'm going to get another charge with these wild riders right into the back. I love the stags here. You're just going to send them flying. And of course, I'm then going to turn around these wild riders. Where did I have them going? I should be having them sandwich these black orcs. Here you can see, because of that rear charge, these Eternal Guard are actually going to be doing pretty well. They do have armor-piercing damage, so that is something to be aware of. They're going to do better than you would think against an armored unit like that. Here you can see my wild riders are going to get a rear charge, try and sandwich these guys. Just trying to get them off the field any way I can. Here you're probably just shooting in your own black orcs here. Definitely a mistake. But now my archers are going to be opening fire and turning these goblins off, hitting the off button on these guys, and I should be able to clean them up pretty quick. But you can see here my treekin, while holding the line for a relatively long time, are losing pretty decisively to the black orcs. Oh, we missed the death charge of the wolf riders. And so, I don't know, maybe he had given up at this point, but he's just going to blob all his wolf riders in here. Try and push through. But seeing as it's uphill and they're wolf riders, they're not going to be able to push past my Eternal Guard, which is going to help me a lot. And I think I'm going to be bringing my hawk down here just to try and terrify some of these goblin wolf riders away. So here you can see opening good fire on those guys. My wild riders break the black orcs, and I'm going to be sending one unit up to rear charge these guys again. And I'm going to be sending one unit here to go help clean up the night goblin archers. Definitely have not deployed my branch wraith, mistake, and I have not deployed these dryads. They could be helping even up some of these fights here in the middle. But I thought they were trees. Well, they are trees, but I thought they were inanimate trees. So, what are you gonna do? Here you can see my Glade Lady in action in the Wolf Riders. They're not gonna be able to hurt her at all. So definitely not something to be worried about. Here I'm gonna collapse my Eternal Guard in, and I'm gonna keep my Glade Guard firing at the threat that is really important, which is the Black Orcs. Though they don't really have a good line of sight here. But they are shooting at these black orcs, but probably just doing more damage to my treekin than anything else. So here you can see with the help of my wild riders, these black orcs break, and these wolf riders are finally going to split up and start charging, and I'm going to move the rest of these wild riders in to help pin them down. But that is definitely not going to stop this horde, and they're going to be charging straight through and start slaughtering my poor innocent Glade Guard. But I've hemmed in this good number of them, so I'm pretty confident there. Here I'm going to be casting Earthblood to regenerate my treekin. Hopefully not too many of the models have dropped yet. But in the middle here, still definitely losing, but winning here on this side where I had my dryads and my treekin. Yeah, and so we're just going to be playing Catch the Goblin Wolf Riders. They look like little ants running around. Killing everything. You can see here, though, that because of the terror, they are going to be routing off the field. Does this guy have? Does the Glade Lord have terror? Definitely probably fear. Here you can see I charge these guys in the back with my Wild Riders. That's definitely going to help. While they don't have much armor-piercing damage, they definitely have mass and a fast charge. So that will give them the ability to deal with armored units. They'll get a lot of their armor-piercing damage that way. And he's gonna bail here. I definitely had the stronger start position, stronger strategic position. Him fighting uphill definitely did not help his black orcs against the trees. And I just had one of my flanks covered here, and that definitely made it a lot easier to block his swarm of wolf riders. I just thought that'd be a fun battle to show out in here. Just as I first adventure into the Wood Elves that I've refused to play for so long. Anyways, my Wild Riders here, you can see they got really good kills, especially because that is almost primarily Black Orcs. I guess also Night Goblin Archers. But definitely got that Chevron XP rank 1 because of the damage on the Black Orcs. You can see my Treekin here doing absolutely nothing, holding the line. That's all I expected them to do. Help against like Savage Orcs if they brought those also was what I was thinking. 3 Glade Guard because I knew that they'd have these guys, so I didn't want to spend too much money here on ranged. But also your Wood Elves, so you gotta bring them just because. My Eternal Guard here did okay. These guys probably got them all off of Wolf Riders, but the rest of these guys, yeah, really all Wolf Riders. This guy, I don't know. Well, I guess one of these guys was Black Orcs, but it was probably this one, the damaged one. Dryad's doing terribly as well. Definitely trying to deal with armored, non-armored individuals. So I really didn't think he would bring Black Orcs, but he did. So you can see my Glade Lord lady here. Glade Lord got 50 kills off of goblins. And you can see, yeah, just anyways, I thought that was a really funny battle. And let's go check out that Glade lady to see if she has fear. What does she got? Oh yeah, no, she doesn't. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. So fear, but not terror. So I think that's the forest dragon. But this guy just has fear. So definitely useful. Do any of these guys have fear? Yeah, the branch wraith, the dryads, and the treekin. Yeah, so lots of fear, but sadly fear does not stack. So something to be aware of. You can see the eagle here, also fear. So if you're looking for terror, I think you're gonna need Durthu. Yeah, Durthu causes terror. So does the ancient tree man. Let's see about this guy. Yeah, causes terror and terror. So definitely gonna need the larger units here. The Hawk Riders, though, however, do not cause fear. I definitely think that would be a good addition to these guys if they caused fear. I think that would be fun and give them an even more rear chargey kind of usefulness. Yeah, also I think potentially War Dancer is very good because of their huge melee attack and melee defense. Just something to consider when going up against greenskins, but thank God I didn't bring them because he brought only heavy infantry, so these guys would have flopped on their face and died. I just felt more comfortable bringing the Eternal Guard. Anyways, thanks for watching my initial forays into Wood Elves. Not the most high caliber of battles, but I think definitely fun battles, and will give you some ideas on how to build a Wood Elf army versus specific other factions. In my previous video, I go up against Bretonia, and I think it's a pretty solid build. And I played it again after, and it did very, very well again. But that time was against with a flying death squad of Leon Kerr and 2 Pegasus. So I was able to successfully avoid them with the Hawk Glade Lord, and while I dismantled the rest of his army. Anyways, thanks for watching, and that's that.